Hi everyone, and welcome to TWF NX. Welcome to TWF Collision or Hit. Hi, Tony Schiavone here with Jim Ross and Booker T. And today on Collision or Hit, we're going to talk about what happened yesterday on Friday Night SmackDown. Yesterday on Friday Night SmackDown, Roman Reigns still beat Sonya Deville. Beat Tolga Jora and kept the TWF and kept the World Heavyweight winnings for another day. Only we wonder if Sonya Deville is going to get even on Roman Reigns. Tony Schiavone says, "Well, I would like to think she will, sadly," Jim Ross says. "And I have dealt with many on-screen folks over the years who had flay, and a lot of them, sadly, are going to work their might or slay to get even. And at the end of the day, I think Sonya Deville is going to seek to get even on Roman Reigns." "Well, let me tell you something right now," Booker T says. "I think you could be right, Jim. You're right about that Sonya Deville is going to get even on Roman Reigns." "Now hold on there," Jim Ross said. I think she's going to get even. I didn't say she's going to get even." "Well, I can tell you one thing right now," Tony Schiavone said. "The way things are looking like, Sonya Deville is not behaving, is going to somehow hope to get even on Roman Reigns." "Alright, everyone. It's stand up!" "Hi, everyone. It's me, Sonya Deville. And I'm going to tell you right now that yesterday on Friday Night SmackDown, Roman Reigns got lucky. That's the only way around it. But everyone's luck is going to run out. And I will be the World Heavyweight Fighter. And since I am the main wicker of the toy wrestling gathering, all I have to do is snap my fingers, if snap's even an English word or not. Shit. And I'll be the World Heavyweight Fighter. So as of right now, Roman Reigns, I want you to come out. Because you stand up! Stand up! Because I stand up! Oh, you can't stand up! And I'm going to tell you right now that I want the World Heavyweight winnings. And I'm going to hold it. Well, here comes main show Jason Uso. So you're just going to, take the strap off of my near kin, Roman Reigns, huh? You somehow think that that's how it's done. Well, Jason Uso, or Yeedman as some folks like to call you, or main show Jason Uso, the man that some folks gave that wasn't ready to be the main show. The man that some thought, he wanted WWE and their land body winnings. Alright. A lot of folks who scaved when you won the World Heavyweight winnings at last year's Wrestle Madness. And you think that you're going to stop me from taking the strap off of your near kin Roman Reigns? Yeah, I believe I will. Well, since your near kin Roman Reigns can't fight his own fights without having his near kin help him, you're going to be in the handicap that he would have been in. So, I'm I'm gonna put you in a match. Wait a minute, here comes Stone Cold Steve Austin now. Hold it here, Jason Uso. Sonya Deville, you are going against Stone Cold's law. I am the sheriff of the toy wrestling gathering. And I'm here to tell you, you're not going to strip Roman Reigns of the World Heavyweight winnings. Oh, you think you're a sheriff, huh? You think you work for some kind of share, right? You ain't no sheriff. Well, the TWF leadership team or deeding team named me a sheriff not too long ago. And you're not going to be strapping no one of no strap. But here is what the leadership team said about you. You are going against the law, or at least a setup here in the toy wrestling gathering. You couldn't beat Roman Reigns, so you want to take the strap off him. Well, that ain't happening. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to make a match where you take on Jason Uso. And this match happens right now. Can't see him. Hands in the way, see? Oh! And that's the bottom line. Stand up, because Stone Cold said so. Well, we just heard now, and here comes the Fight Lord in the ring now, and this match is underway now, Tony Schiavone says. Oh, yes it is, Jim Ross says, and Jason Uso taking down Sonya Deville. Sonya Deville might be the main wicker of the toy wrestling gathering, Tony Schiavone says, but she went against Stone Cold's law. Yep. And this is a throwback to when Stone Cold Steve Austin was the half main wicker of Raw underneath Eric Bischoff, and then the Sheriff of Raw from the end of 2003 to at the end of 2003 to 2004 while of Raw though. And Jason Uso is going to get even for Sonya Deville and what she's doing here today, Tony Schiavone said. That's right, Jim Ross said. Like Jason Uso, hate Jason Uso, but you can't take away the man's spirit and heart. Oh, you can't take a man's mindset and heart away, Booker T says. But you can book him and book him in a way that he isn't ready for, Booker T says. 1, 2, and a kick out. Come on, Tony Schiavone says. Are you telling me that when Vince Russo said you're going to beat Jeff Jarrett for the WCW heavyweight winnings, you said, no, I'm not ready? Well, there's a big unlikeness, Tony. I have been working for years before I finally got there. Jason Uso, I don't think he was. Oh, and Sonya Deville just took down Jason Uso. Another kick, and down he went. Sonya Deville, is having her way with main show Jason Uso, Tony Schiavone says. Gonna come off the top steeple and down on Jason Uso, making fun of him. 1, 2, and a kick out. I can tell you what, Jim Ross says. Jason Uso worked for many years as a tag team wrestler before he became a single wrestler like you did, Booker. So I thought you could at least have, and you teamed up with your brother Stevie Ray for many years, and he teamed up with his twin brother James. So I thought you both would have something more to sing. And Sonya Deville right now is thinking she's got the end to Jim Ross says. I thought you would think that. Sonya Deville truly believes she's got Jason Uso beat here. On a day, Jim Ross says, where Sonya Deville wanted to think she was going to be the new world heavyweight fighter. 1, 2, and a kick out. Well, yeah, me and Jason have that two things. We're both brothers. We both teamed up. We both won tag team straps. And Jason Uso right now, getting up right now. He got Sonya Deville. Down, Tony Schiavone says. Jason Uso, down on Sonya Deville. This one's over, Jim Ross said. Well, Booker T says, we can say Sonya Deville's got something out. We say, Jim Ross, that she got up for the Mufuda Maivia Fatu Johnson Kin. 1, 2, 3. Ding, ding, ding. Here is your winner, main show, Jason Uso. And Jason Uso beat, Sonya Deville here today, on Collision or Hit. Well, you got that right, Jim Ross says. And we wonder if Sonya Deville is going to get even on Jason Uso or not. Well, we want to know this, Tony Schiavone says. We wonder is Sonya Deville still going to war with Roman Reigns over the World Heavyweight winnings? And Booker T said, what I'd like to know is how Stone Cold Steve Austin been getting Sonya's business. Because he is the sheriff of the toy wrestling gathering, Tony Schiavone says. Alright, take it away now, Gene Okerlund. Thank you, Tony Schiavone and Jim Ross. I'm going to be talking with the sheriff of the toy wrestling gathering, Stone Cold Steve Austin. Alright, Stone Cold Steve Austin. My dealings with you only went from my beginning run in WCW. I didn't really get to talk about all that much during my 2F run in WWF, WWE, 2001 well to 29 between while. However, you are the sheriff of the toy wrestling gathering, and you laid down the law to Sonya Deville, who is the main wicker of the toy wrestling gathering. It's like this, Gene Okerlund. I did lay down the law. I laid down Stone Cold's law. And yes, Gene Okerlund, I am the sheriff of the toy wrestling gathering. And Sonya Deville might think in her mind that she can do whatever she wants, but the truth is she doesn't. I outrank her. So, was Sonya Deville going to strip Roman Reigns of the World Heavyweight winnings? That I hope not, Gene Okerlund. That's why it came out, to make scene that didn't happen. And we all know that Cody Rhodes is a TWF heavyweight fighter. Roman Reigns is a world heavyweight fighter. And sooner or later Cody Rhodes will be putting his strap on stake, because I have looked and he hasn't put a strap on for some time. So Cody Rhodes will have someone. He will fight someone. I will have the TWF leadership matchmaking team will have to come up with who Cody Rhodes is fighting for and who Roman Reigns is also fighting for. But I can tell you it will not be Sonya Deville. I know Sonya Deville is going to be truly upset, Steve, that she won't be that she can't work her sleigh as the main wicker of the toy wrestling gathering to make herself the world heavyweight fighter. Well, that's sad for her, and she's going to have to deal with it, because life isn't fair, and she doesn't got full sway over the toy wrestling gathering. Well, that's my talk with Steve Austin, the sheriff of the toy wrestling gathering. Back to you, Tony Schiavone and Jim Ross. Well, thank you, Gene Okerlund, for talking with Steve Austin here today on Collision or Hit. Oh, fuck. And that's all the time we got here for Collision or Hit. I, Tony Schiavone, Jim Ross, and Booker T. We hope you like Collision or Hit, and we'll see you tomorrow for Power or Might.